it was fabricated with the intention of whipping up emotions. On the second count of the alleged giving of bribe, we do not deny that indeed an amount of 100,000 came from the M-Pesa account of the deputy governor to the account of Lucy Waito. We do not deny that. However, we've explained, and we will show you the records, the M-Pesa records, showing that it was a mistake on the part of His Excellency Dr. Monda in the remittance of the amount, and that he had intended to actually remit the amount to somebody who had given him service, one Gladys Aminga, who had given him a transport service. We will show you that the phone records or the phone book recording by the deputy governor was such that the names of the two people were next to each other because they are both chief officers in the Kisii County Assembly, and that was just a mistake. Now, it is said that Lucy is eligible to be made a saint because he returned the money and refused to be influenced. We will invite your attention to two details on this issue. The first detail is that by 28th of May, interviews and scoring of the candidates had been done about 13 days earlier, that is on the 15th of May. So that by 28th, really, the person who had successfully contested for that office had been determined by reason of the scores done by the various members of the board. It had nothing, it could not possibly be a basis to have influenced who would be assigned this job. The second issue that we will be addressing on that issue is in the statement that was presented by Lucy at the county assembly. She was very explicit. She said, I received an amount of 100,000. I called the deputy governor and asked him, what is this money for? She says that when I asked the deputy governor that question, he kept quiet. On our part, we are saying that the deputy governor told him, it is a mistake, I meant to send it to Gladys. But just leaving it, we are taking Lucy's statement at its best. Lucy does not say it was meant to influence the decision she was to make or the board was to make for purposes of giving the job. Now, after having appeared before the county assembly and having presented our case, immediately the county assembly, the people sponsoring this motion, went back and did another affidavit. And now Lucy suddenly remembers that indeed there was a very specific statement by His Excellency Dr. Monda saying this money is meant to assist me on unemployment. We just pray, honorable members, that please do give consideration to that change of mind, that this change of mind is caused by the way we conducted our defense at the county assembly and is meant to fill up gaps. And probably to just emphasize that indeed it is a statement made after we had put in our defense and was meant to influence this assembly, this Senate, to think that indeed her earlier statement saying he kept quiet is not necessarily accurate. The third thing I'll be requesting, we will be showing, and we requested that you take into account, is that it is said that Lucy received the money, asked for it to be reversed, and then eventually sent it back when it was not reversed. Now, I pray that you just keep in mind the dates. It is said that the money was received on 28th. Lucy returns the money on 30th, 2 days down the line. We will take you through the M-Pesa and show you that Lucy must have celebrated the receipt of this money. Because if you look at the M-Pesa account, you will see how she immediately utilized that money upon receipt of that money. And so we will be saying the hero they are referring to is not actually a hero. But on our part, our point of emphasis is simply to say this, that it was a mistake, the money was returned, and Dr. Monda was constrained and compelled to look for another money to pay the said Aminga who was meant to have been paid and whose name is next to Lucy. Now, coming to the issue of threats, just probably one more statement on that issue of Lucy. We will be requesting that in fairness to Dr. Monda, you do recall we do recall our lives and remember that from time to time we have made mistakes in sending